Yeah, look, a creature of habit. I let my thoughts lead me to places that I couldn't imagine. We're from the depths of the jungle, would've thought it was magic. Set a goal, mapped it out, and put the plan in action. You know we bout that action. Speaking parables, God talk, you know how guys do. Always more to prove, like a nigga 5'2". Quick to slide through the art of war, masterful like Sun Tzu. You don't find us, nigga, we find you. Imitated, never duplicated. Nigga super jaded, too amazing. No, he's super patient. Moonwalk through the bullshit for a super gracious. Praises to the greatest. Tell me who debating. 99 if we talking rates. Never not believed in me. That's just how I'm cut. Be a man about your word. Always keep that shit a buck. And if a nigga test your bloodline, stand for yours. The only thing that matters in this world, who wanted more? Look. Never not believed in me, that's just how I'm cut. Be a man about your word, always keep that shit a buck. And if a nigga test your bloodline, stand for yours. The only thing that matters in this world, who wants it more?
How y'all been, man? How's the week been? You know what I'm saying? What happened? What happened this week? What happened this week that reminded you that you are you? You know what I mean? Sometimes we be needing that reminder, like, I'm me. You know what I mean? I'm me, because life try to get you down. But what happened this week that reminded you, I'm me? And if nothing happened the past week that reminded you that you, it happened, but you just didn't take heed of it because you got so far out of your element, paying attention to other people. So pay attention to what makes you you. Don't forget, hey, you. It's me. It's me. It's you. Whatever you do and you do it well, it's me. It's you, dog. So don't forget the times where you realize and will recognize and go back and realize, dog, it's me. Everybody do something good. I don't care if you 42 and Fortnite is your thing. If you on there slaying niggas, hey, bro, every 10 days they have an update, they say. Well, not they. Caleb. That's what Caleb. Shout out to Caleb. Shout out to Poochie. You love my kids. But every 10 days is an update. Oh, did you see they got the new? They making money hand over fist. But if Fortnite your thing, dog, you know what I'm saying? Once you killing niggas, it's me. I'm here. You understand me? Whatever makes you you. Don't forget to acknowledge that. You know what I mean? So what made you you this week? It's me. Dang, I guess I should answer that question myself. You know what? I was at I shouldn't even be telling y'all this because I'm about to invest in this joint. I was officiating, because y'all know I'm a fisher. If y'all don't know, I'm a hoop referee or whatever in Texas. But I was officiating in a tournament called Tech Ball, a sport called Tech Ball, right? So it's a mixture between like soccer and ping pong. It's crazy. It's some European stuff. But it's going to catch on though. Watch. I'm finna get that bag. But anyway, I'm reffing the girls' tournament. And like it's like mad pros there. It's just some local people and a couple girls who flew in. But it's just different girls of different races, different ages. And it's me and like a lot of the other referees are older. But anyway, by the end of the tournament, like I was talking to all the girls and not like with intentions of doing anything with them. And I think they knew that too. But like they start talking to me during the match. And I had to remember like, I'm me, dog. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I can move around in any room and energize the room without even trying to. I was trying to go officiate, which I did. But in the midst of that, it's like, dang, these some cool people of all different kind of races and backgrounds. None that was adjacent to mine. But somehow we was able to find some common ground without me having to put on no front or act no certain type of way. You start talking to me. You know what I'm saying? But you cool too, from 22 to 35. You know what I mean? It's me. I'm me. But anyway, speaking of I'm me, y'all know how I get down. My favorite segment. I play too much. And some of y'all are like me and y'all play too much. You understand? Like Caleb asked me, why you think it's so funny to scare people? I never knew though. But anyway, I play too much is a segment when I describe either something I did or somebody I know did. Well, maybe you just taking it too far. You play too much. It's self-explanatory. You play too much. And this week's I play too much is the Bluetooth Blaze. So one of the things I like to do is I like to, especially when I isolate people in public areas and it's just me and them, I have my Bluetooth, my headphones in, and I say something and it sounds like I'm talking about them, like a description that may fit them, but then I act like I'm on the phone. I just point to my headphone. For instance, I went to a public bathroom, and it was this big guy at the store, real big guy. And as soon as I came in, I said this: I ought to kick you right in the back of your fat ass. And when I say this big dude turned around so fast, man, so fast. And when he turned around, I just pointed to my head. I'm on the phone. I just pointed to my headphone. But the funniest part for me is still being around him and trying not to laugh. Because as soon as I'm not around him no more, I bust out laughing, no matter what it is. And then another one I like to do is I like to do this, especially around people who I know. But I'd be like, yo, you on diet? You lost some weight? And girls always gonna say no, even if they lost weight. Hey, you lost some weight? Nah. Yeah, I can tell. And then they get mad. I'm like, what? No, I'm on the phone. I wasn't talking to you. But if you ask somebody, hey, you on a diet? You lost some weight? No, I can tell. I can tell you haven't been dieting. They don't like that. But try it. I encourage y'all to try it. And then you can just say whatever. You can say whatever you want. Just point to the headphone. I don't know why you tripping out on me. I was on the phone. Sure, what I described may sound similar to who you are and what fits you, what describe you. Like if I'm at Walmart, man, I just see it's usually, and I don't mean no harm, but it's just certain people, man. Hey, move. And I just I just say that and I see them get out the way. I'm like, no, you cool. I was on the phone. Anyway, I encourage y'all to try it, man. Blaze people on Bluetooth. Just say whatever you want about people, but just point to your Bluetooth. It's fun for everybody. But that's one of the things about me, man. I feel like I should be able to say whatever I want to people. And not like on no tough guy stuff. Cause I intend not to disrespect ever. But I just feel like I should be able to say whatever I want to people. It's usually funny and like, hey man, it's just what I'm thinking. Like, so it's asking somebody. So this is what I usually do, y'all. I ask two questions. I say, I got two questions for you. And then I either say this first or second. Was that disrespectful? Or if I say it first, it's like, I'm about to ask you something. And then tell me, was that disrespectful? Or I'll ask it first. For instance, I was around this dude and he had a rainbow wristband on, or like the watch band on his Apple. And we was talking about something, man. And then I'm like, I wonder, is he gay? And then in my head, I'm like, duh, he got the rainbow joint on. Of course he's gay. Then I'm like, do that mean that you gay though? Do that automatically mean that you gay? So I'm like, Dan, I wonder, is it offensive if somebody you don't know asks you, are you gay? So I said, fuck it. We about to find out. So I said, yeah, I got a question. I don't mean no offense, but I got two questions actually. One, are you homosexual? Two, is that offensive, me asking you that? And he was like, yeah, I am. And no, that wasn't offensive. So I was like, woo. But I feel like I should be able to say whatever I want to you because like it's not, I'm not saying nothing out of, nothing malicious, nothing out of malice or nothing to hurt your feelings. Now, some stuff ain't my business. If you feel like it ain't my business, no matter what I ask you, what you have for dinner, you don't have to tell me what you have for dinner. So if you feel like it's none of my business, I'm all cool with that. I'm all cool with you like, that's not really any of your business. I don't know. I don't think you should be asking me that. So if that's how you feel, I'm cool with that. That's my loud, man. But anyway, so let's move on to our topic for today. I told you I can get a little crazy. And I told you I can get a little crazy is based on black women, how black women nonchalantly recite their flaws. Now, don't kill me, black women, because I love y'all. I ain't going nowhere. I love y'all, all right? And it's not all about black women, but that's the most digestible. There's going to be points here where I'm talking about everybody. But it'd be more digestible if I speak about how women do it. And when I say women, I'm talking about black women. Because that's who I'm talking to, y'all. You know what I'm saying? No offense to no other race, but that's who I'm talking to. That's who I deal with. That's who I care about building as a community. So that's who I'm talking about, y'all. So some of the women who going to be mad, or most of them who going to be mad, or may be mad, is probably black. But hopefully, most of y'all feel me. Because it's really not an attack. It's just some talking points and something to think about. So when girls tell you, you know what I'm saying, in the beginning stage, the stuff that they know about themselves or claim to know about themselves, do they ever say it like, this is a problem I have and I have intentions of fixing it? Because I feel like even when girls say I need to work on that, it's always nonchalant. It's never like a huge deal. It's never a big deal. It's no embarrassment involved in saying it. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that they should be embarrassed, but they don't feel no type of way about saying it. It's almost like they say it with a sense of pride. It's like they have pride in their flaws and whatever those flaws are, and even just pride to tell you. Like they want to tell you, but not to tell you like because they want to get better at it, but it doesn't bother them, I guess I say, when they say it. So if we talking about flaws, that come from self-awareness, right? So let's break down self-awareness. Self-awareness is conscious knowledge of one's own character, feelings, motives, and desires. Self-awareness, conscious knowledge of one's own character, feelings, motive, or desires. So that's what your self-awareness is. You know your own character, your own feelings. You know. Self-awareness is knowing what you really want. Knowing what really makes you happy. Knowing what really makes you angry. Knowing what you really need to work on. Knowing what you're not the greatest on. That's what self-awareness is. It's now. They ain't got nothing to do with fixing it. Right? People can be toxic and destructive, all that, and be self-aware. That don't mean nothing. That don't make you. That's the first step. Cool. But you can be self-aware all you want. If you don't do nothing about it, that's just, you just know you toxic and you know it. You whatever and you know it. You know that you are this. You just maybe don't necessarily care to fix it, or maybe don't know how. Some people don't know how to fix it. Never thought about fixing it. Don't know anybody else who's ever done anything like fix it. So self-awareness. And that's key. We got to have self-awareness. What do I need to work on? I talked about on this podcast before. I've been accused of being controlling. And when I first heard it, I'm like, huh? Because the way that I identify controlling, I'm nothing like that. I know I'm nothing like that the way I identify it. But when I take a step back and look at it, I mean, it's a lot of new stuff that I don't try at just places that I don't go because I'm not in control of the situation. So I'm like, oh, look. That is a little controlling. If you always want to be in control of the situation, like I've since changed, but I mean, I wasn't necessarily the most fond of traveling abroad, especially in a country where English wasn't the first or second language spoken. I don't like feeling uncomfortable in places like, but I'm paranoid. I mean, why would they be plotting on me in the Netherlands, right? But like, but because of stuff like that, somebody said something, and I couldn't see it from there, but to step back and be conscious, to have a conscious knowledge of my own character. My character is I do like to be in control of situations. Now I ain't not controlling like, no, my girl can't go out, my girl can't do this, because that's how I'm thinking about it. But that ain't the all of the realms of being controlling. So I took a step back, and with self-awareness, I realized, you know what? I may have some control issues, some issues with being controlling, of wanting to be in control. I talk a lot, so I probably try to control conversations. So that being said, I noticed that, and I try to make some changes to it. But self-awareness, everything, man. So I just encourage everybody to, and I ain't saying that I'm the dopest at it. I'm self-awareness king. But I do encourage everybody to try to be more self-aware. You know, that's the conscious knowledge of your own character, feelings, motives. Know your motives. What are your motives? What are your motives to a friendship? What are your motives to a job? What are your motives to a kinship? What are your motives? What are you looking to get out of this? And don't say nothing. Because if you in anything and you're looking to get nothing out of it, then you're wasting your time and whatever situation's time. I want something out of everything. That don't mean I'm using people, but all my friends, I want them to feed into me. I want them to feed into me. So my motive is to be able to feed into them the way they need to be fed into organically, which made me and them friends. That's my motive. So what are your motives? Is it money? Is money your motivation? I ain't gonna bash you. If money your motivation, ain't nothing wrong with that. Don't let it control you, but ain't nothing wrong with that. What's your motivation for everything you do? In every relationship that you have, what's your motivation? All right. And I kind of touched on this earlier, but girls say I can be a little all the time. Well, I can get a little fill in the blank, whatever you want to say, bro. Just the sheer pride of the flaws. They say it's a warning, like warning, I'm telling you, I can get a little, when really it's a war cry. Women do not care that they telling you something that is trauma and that is a real deal issue that will later on lead to some major issues. And it couldn't be done the other way around. Right? Well, let's see. I'm going to ask. So, ladies, you meet a guy, y'all talking, y'all kicking it or whatever. And y'all talking about flaws. And like, well, what's your problem? We're like, well, what's the best thing? Well, what's the worst thing about it? How have it go? And he like, man, that's just like sometimes when like I feel disrespected and like by my girl, whoever I'm dealing with, like I just put my hands on her. You know what I mean? Like I don't like punch her with like I don't punch her at all. I slap her. You know what I'm saying? Just grab her up, throw her around. But you know what I'm saying? Just some shit like that. Like you know what I mean? Just some little shit. How would you respond? Would it be cool that he's laughing? Would it be cool that he's smiling? And he's talking about sometimes. I mean, he can't help it. It's just a little domestic violence. But he don't punch it. Open hand. Like, is it cool for him to be smiling when he say that? Or how much sincerity should he be speaking about his flaw in? What light should he be speaking about that flaw in? Now ask yourself, and even if it's not you, what about your friends? What about your friends? Do they do it? How do they speak about their flaws? To you, to men, to their family, how do they speak about their flaws? Do they speak about their flaws with sincerity? Do they speak about their flaws if it's serious? Now, man, there's people who go through a bunch of stuff, and I would never agree with putting your hands on a woman. But I do also agree with redemption and second chances. Like it's people who've been in prison for a bunch of stuff. And yeah, you don't even have to go to prison, but you can get reformed and all that. And I say that to say, it is a way for that man to say, man, my problem used to be like, I used to put my hands on women when things didn't go my way. Now, you hear that? Don't that sound like that ain't something that he proud of or that he wanted to do? It can never happen the other way around. So it shouldn't happen with the ladies, how they recite their flaws. That should not happen. If you seriously think it's a flaw and you telling me I can get a little crazy. When I'm upset, I can this can happen. It shouldn't be nonchalant, because if it was the other way around, that's not cool. It's not cool for somebody to be like, man, I mean, sometimes when I'm down and out, I steal from my significant other. I take money or whatever, you know what I mean? She don't know it. I would just go in her purse and just little stuff out of her account and all that. Like, that's not cool. Yeah, I don't really take care of my kids, man. I don't see them like, but they all right though. You know what I mean? I don't see them and take care of them like that, but they okay. They good. So, what you doing this weekend? Is that all right, ladies? Is that all right for a nigga to tell you, like, that's one of his flaws, that I ain't the best father, you know what I'm saying? I don't have the best relationship with my kids. Yeah. But I'm about to make this mac and cheese, this Gouda mac and cheese. You want to come through? Watch Netflix? Is that cool for him to recite his flaw like that? No, it ain't. So it shouldn't be cool for you to recite your flaw, your major flaw like that. I ain't talking about, oh, I wanna lose 12 pounds. I ain't talking about that, because I don't count that as a flaw anyway. It's your body. Do what you want with it. Your major flaw, whatever you saying is your major flaw, it's not cool for you to recite it like it's nothing. Because it's nothing. It's something. It's something. Something that need to be paid attention to. So, and speaking of that, so ladies, and I think fellas do it too, but let me address ladies. Like, So enabling your friends, right? So do women like seeing other women hurt? Are friends being proactive or anxiously waiting destruction? Now I'm talking to y'all ladies and talk back to me. So have y'all ever had a situation where y'all was around somebody who y'all believe was y'all friend, but as soon as y'all was down, it seemed like they was happy? Because I've been around some friend groups where I'm like, you don't seem as bothered by your homegirl being down or your homegirl having an embarrassing moment as I thought you'd be. It was more of a like I told you so thing. You know what I mean? I run into that a lot. I see that a lot where it's like, and I told you so rather than let me comfort you. Sometimes a lot of women just wait on your destruction. A lot of women friends wait on the other ones. They just anxiously waiting on it. They really not supporting them. And when I say do women like seeing other women hurt, y'all have to know sometime the way y'all friends address situations and the way they talk about it. So let's take women out of it. Do people like seeing their friends hurt? Because a lot of the times, people hype their friends when their friends are hype and seeing how they feel. Oh, well, girl, well, he must think that da 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 da. How many times do you cut her off and be like, well, have you thought about his perspective? And I'm not saying that you don't, but a lot of times I don't see. A lot of times, whichever way that friend is going and however they feeling based off of emotion and not feeling, but based off emotion, a lot of times their friends let them go with it. Man, it be girls that's like, and I told her like, but she's stupid. She keep dealing with him. She's stupid. Like boom, boom, boom. Like this and that. But you ain't telling her that it's hurting her, or you ain't telling her that it's hurting you. And then as soon as it's happened, it'd be like, I told you. Oh, I knew it. A lot of times it ain't I told you. It's I knew it. I knew he was gonna do that. Huh? If you knew it, why you ain't tell her? Why you ain't tell her like I feel, and it's because people don't like being uncomfortable. But if you really friends with somebody, I'm gonna tell you how I feel about what you doing. I'm gonna tell you about how I feel about what you are doing. If you my friend, I ain't talking about no associate, I ain't talking about no coworker. I'm gonna tell you how I feel about how you are doing. Nah, you ain't gotta take my advice. You can take it with a grain of salt, but know where it's coming from. If I'm really your friend, you gotta know it's coming from love. Any of my friends know when I say something, and I've had issues with the way I say stuff. Word Wells, you feel me? Shout out to Wells. But you know it's coming from love. Nobody ever questioned whether it was coming from love. I know where it's coming from. If so, when you doing something, I'm going to tell you how I feel about what you're doing. And usually I'm going to tell you about how I feel it's going to affect you. This is how I feel it's going to affect you if you keep doing that. Because I feel like I'm enabling you to do something that I don't necessarily agree with. You my mans. Or you my homegirl. You know what I mean? But I can't enable you. Because if I'm enabling you, then that's just me anxiously waiting on your destruction. Now I ain't finna argue with you either. And every time you come, we ain't about to go back and forth. So I'm always there for my friends, but they know I ain't necessarily the guy that, man, you know what side of the fence I stand on. So you come talk to me again about it, but you know what side of the fence I stand on. And I'm not going to make you feel bad about that I told you this the first time or I told you this already. Nah, I'll just tell you again. Because you my man, you my homegirl. I'll tell you again. But I'm not going to enable you to do something that I feel is hurting you. I'm going to tell you. And some of the ways that y'all let y'all friends, because here's the problem. I feel like it's real good women out there, but I feel like they keep the secret sometimes. They keep the secret and just let the friends, you know what I'm saying, keep doing what they doing and keep handling people. Keep handling people how they handle people. It's some enablers out there. It's a lot of enabling going on. Y'all doing a lot of enabling. A whole lot of enabling. You hear me? A whole lot of enabling. And that ain't good. It's like y'all wanna see your friend hurt. I'm convinced a lot of y'all wanna see y'all friends hurt. I don't know if y'all went through that hurt before or what, but I'm like, dang, like she don't seem bothered at all by her friend being in the dumps right now. It's funny to her too. It's funny to her too. Everybody else laughing at her friend, and it's funny to her too. Now that's funny to me. That's funny that you think it's funny when everybody else think it's funny. Ain't nothing funny. If niggas laughing at my homeboys, ain't nothing funny, nigga. I don't see nothing funny. Now I laugh at my homeboy all day long. I love my homeboys laugh at me. But if the world laughing, ain't nothing funny. I don't see nothing funny. It's funny, my nigga. Don't ask me nothing about that. It ain't funny. And then okay. So how these flaws, how are you fixing them? How do you plan on fixing these flaws that you nonchalantly say? I mean, I can get a little crazy, cool. Maybe that came from past trauma. How do you plan on fixing them? And even if it's not fixed, do you have a plan or intend on fixing it? Therapy, treatment, something to heal a disorder, some type of therapy, something therapeutic to heal the disorder. Because if you saying that's a problem, then you went through self-awareness. You've went through self-awareness and you have identified that this is a problem. So if you identified that this is a problem, then you should be able to take steps, no matter how many steps that is, toward rectifying that problem through some type of therapeutic treatment. Whatever you count as therapy besides drugs. But whatever you count as, well, certain types. But whatever you count as therapy, you should be taking those steps. So when y'all seeing these flaws, are you also saying, I told you I can be a little crazy, but this is something that me and my therapist working on. I've been in therapy for 2.5 years, and I know where it comes from. I know where it stems from. Are you self-aware? If you self-aware, it's important to not only know what's going on, but how to fix it. Or who can help you fix it. Ain't no point in being self-aware if you ain't gonna fix it. Go fix it. So go ahead. Like, everybody got flaws, so tell me your flaws. Tell me what's going on with you. But do you got a plan to fix that? Do you know where? And of course, as black people, we've shunned therapy. But I mean, everything's a trap and a trick anyway. So I understand how we got to that point. But I also understand that we're human, and this is something that we need. We need each other. We need each other. And I ain't talking about needing white people. I'm talking about just needing people. So we need people to be able to tell how we feel, because we ain't supposed to be in this world, y'all. Not this world. We're supposed to be on earth, but not this world. It ain't supposed to be like this. So everything that happened between our ears, we need to get it out, because we can't really process it because it wasn't made for us. But anyway, we need other people. We need that therapy. And especially when you are underprivileged, and especially when you are oppressed, you need therapy to deal with that. And a lot of the times when the oppressed are around the oppressed and we don't have therapy, it comes out in ways that it shouldn't. And it's only going to come out around your community. That's what happens. You only mess your own community up. You don't go to other communities and mess it up. You only mess your own community up because you don't know how else to get it out. And it ends in resentment, and it ends in just anger bottled up. We have to be open to therapy. Speaking of that, I did not email my therapist back. That's some bull. We have to be open to therapy. We have to be open to the idea of getting whatever we need fixed. Remember, we already went through the self-awareness phase where I told you I can get a little, this is me, this is my issue. So we already went through that, but we have to be okay with getting it fixed. And we have to be, like, that's cool. Therapy is cool. Whatever type of therapy you doing is cool. Knowing yourself is cool. Trying to become a better you is cool. Trying to know more about you is cool. Trying to know more about why you are who you are is cool. That's cool. We need to make that a precedent that's cool. That's cool. Ice is cool too, for real. I like chains. That's cool. But being healthy mentally and emotionally, that's cooler. So that needs to be cool. But ain't nobody gonna say it's cool until the right people say it's cool. But we need to make that a norm for self-care, especially therapeutic care for your mental and for your emotions. We need to make that a regular thing and make sure that it's cool. So that nobody presented that to me when I was growing up. That therapy was something that I should do. That I should even pay attention to my emotions or to my mental state. Nobody ever brought that up to me. But I seen the ice, I seen the chicks, I seen the money. You know what I'm saying? Don't perp. Niggas told me not to perp though. Y'all know what perp is? I ain't talking about no drug. Perp, now y'all probably call it something different from other regions. But when you perping, that means you got on a Nike shirt, but you got on Adidas shoes. Why you perping? Nigga. So niggas told me not to perp. You know what I mean? That was handed down to me. For real. It's important that you don't perp. Don't walk out of the house perping, my G. If you're gonna have the Nike shoes, wear the Nike top. Don't perp. Somebody told me that, but nobody ever was like, yo, make sure you keep an eye on your mentals. It's gonna be some stuff that happen where you're gonna need some mental help. You're gonna need some grounding. You're gonna need some spiritual grounding. You're gonna need some emotional grounding. Make sure that you have a plan. Make sure that you open to your emotions. Make sure you care about your mental health before mental health was cool. Now mental health is cool. But when I say make cool, I mean like cool. Like it really is cool because mental health is cool now. But I'm saying that wasn't presented to me. It was mad stuff presented to me that was cool though. What niggas told me that it was cool. And not just niggas, the culture told me that it was cool. And I'm not saying those things aren't cool. We just got to normalize fixing the problem and wanting to fix the problem as being cool. And also, like, so only if we do that, and women do that, they justify their flaws by an assumed prior error by the guy. I get this way only if you lie to me. If you lie to me, I do this. I'm cool unless you lie to me. Unless you try to play me, then I'm this. What I do ain't got nothing to do with you. If it's a flaw of yours, if a flaw is a flaw, so don't hit me with your flaw only if. Well, I only do this if somebody lied to me. No, because you lied to me. Well, when you lie to me, huh? I only get crazy when that mean you telling me you crazy. You need to figure out how to fix that. Don't put it on nobody else. Don't say this. Yeah, now I'm talking to women. Women do this a lot. Well, I only do this if that. Bullshit. Let me hit you with that Uncle Phil, the Will dad. Bull. I only do this if this happens. So what? So what? I can't say, well, man, I only leave my kids, you know what I'm saying, my kids at home for weeks at a time alone if I gotta go and do important business. That's it. That's the only way. That's the only time I leave my kids without food is if I need to go and just make some important decisions. You know what I'm saying? And get some stuff done. That's the only. Fam, don't hit me with why. If this happens, then this happens. No. I get a little crazy. No, I only do that if you lie to me. That's you. That's a flaw that you got. So you need to figure out how to handle situations when somebody lies to you. So you already made yourself self-aware that you do not like when that happens. And you are aware of how you have previously reacted when that happens. So are you telling me that you are reformed and this is how I used to be? So you wouldn't be saying I can get a little crazy. I used to get a little crazy. And then I figured out how to handle it. Or are you telling me I can get a little crazy only if this happens? So you aware what is going to bring out a terrible flaw. Are you reciting it or are you telling me that you're going to get a resolution? Because I don't want to hear, well, I can get this way. This can happen only if somebody lied to me, if somebody do this to me. Then I don't want to hear that if stuff. If it's a flaw, it's a flaw. It needs to be recited. If it needs to be recited, because it's cool to recite your flaws and it's cool to tell people, you know what I'm saying, this is who I am. And you don't have to run from who you are. But it need to be addressed. I mean, it need to be stated like it's something that has been or needs to be addressed. That's all I'm saying. Everybody got flaws, but they serious. And then real quick, and not just ladies, but yeah, I'm speaking to the ladies because ladies be on a time clock. Like a lot of y'all on a time clock based on y'all friends, based on Instagram, based on y'all do have biological time clock if y'all want to have kids. But once y'all hit a certain number, a lot of women start to they feel a certain way about themselves that they necessarily shouldn't. And I just want to say, ladies, some ladies know that you are damaged but not broken. So you damaged. You can be damaged, but that don't mean that you're broken. If you damaged, you can be repaired, right? So you don't have to just go through life like I'm broken and this is who I am and I'm going to take what comes with this. No, you're damaged, but there is repair. There is repair out there. And self-care comes before relationships. So, and we're going to have a whole pod about this, but know why you want something before you want it, or know who you are. Know your motives, right? What are your motives for getting into a relationship with somebody? What are your motives? But self-care precedes that. Because if you don't know yourself or you don't know how to handle yourself because you got these flaws, you don't know how to handle yourself when this and this or this happen, even if you find the perfect guy, you're going to run them away. If you're self-aware of these things that are your flaws and you haven't done anything to fix them or you don't have a plan to fix them, then you can find the perfect guy because you want to be in a relationship. And somehow, by golly, you found him. You found the perfect guy. But all these flaws that you were reciting like it was nothing, like it was just nonchalant, may run him away. You might lose him forever because your self-care didn't proceed the relationship. Self-care should proceed relationships. Fellas, self-care should proceed relationships. Figure out why you got these issues with women. Figure out why you can't keep a girl. Or figure out when you keep a girl, when you got a girl, you really don't want her. You thought you wanted her, but you don't want her. Figure it out. Self-care precedes relationships. I think it's selfish the way we even deal with it. There's too many people in relationships. There's too many people that had that, oh, you got a boyfriend, you got a girlfriend. Yeah. It's too many. And it's nothing against relationships. But what I'm saying is I think we get into something that's so intimate too quick. You got to know me before, not know me, not know of me or know what I like or know what turned me on. You got to know me before I can be your man. You want me to be your man and you don't know me? You don't know how my granddad died, but you want to be my girl. And how my granddad died might have some trauma. It might affect me. I might have some trauma from that, how my granddad died. But you want to be my girl. But you don't know that. You don't know that, so you don't know none of my trauma. And I need to know that first. So my self-care needs to precede the relationship. So I need to know that how my granddad died, and this is all hypothetical, y'all, but how my granddad died, it affects me for one. And then I need to figure out how can I fix it or how can I cope with that? How can I make that better? How can it not be a bad situation? So this is to everybody. Everybody. Self-care precedes relationships. And I ain't gonna front. I joined a dating app not too long ago, and I'm like, why am I on here? But I want to meet people. It's cool. I never would have done it before. But anyway, that just leads me into like everybody in a rush to be in a relationship, which is cool, but a friendship is also a relationship. So you should be friends with somebody. I know that sounds corny, but you should be friends with them before you are in a relationship with them. Now, you can date them, but I don't think you should exclusively date anybody until you know them good and you've already known yourself. I don't think you should exclusively date anybody without knowing them or being really close to knowing them. Not exclusively. I ain't telling you who to sleep with and all that. But anyway, ladies, you're damaged, not broken. So you don't have to live with whatever happened. That's not just like, You don't have to live with that. You don't have to push forward with life. You don't have to push forward through life with that still being a thorn. Take it out. Get some type of therapy for it. Because, like, you dope inside and out. Don't let something that happened before that you can take out of you rot you from the inside out. Nah. You damaged, but you can be repaired. You're not broken. You're not rotten. You need to get whatever that's in you out of you, though. You know it's there. Get it out of you. It's fine. You're a dope person inside and out, but that's how you get to it. All right, my favorite segment. Let's end it to love yourself, love somebody else. Search for your areas of improvement and then search to begin repairing them. Like I've said all the time. I mean, this whole episode from self-awareness. But just where can you improve? But I'm not saying beat yourself up, right? Because nobody's going to be perfect and nobody's going to be great at everything, right? Like just my right hand reverse layup, like no matter how much I practice, it ain't the waviest. But be aware, search for the areas of improvement, the areas of your life that need improvement. Just search. Just be open to searching for the areas that can use a little improvement. That's all I'm saying. Be open to search for those areas, and then maybe just take small steps toward improving them if you can. It don't have to be a gigantic step, and you don't have to tell anybody. Now you can document it somehow, some way, because documentation is the foundation of success. But search for it, be open to search for it, and then just try to take some type of steps toward fixing it, or towards a resolution, or towards a better you. And that's all I got for y'all, man. But just remember, your flaws, cool. Everybody got flaws. But if you know them, then get some help. Do something about them. That's all I'm saying. Do something about them. Let's love each other. Let's grow together, man. I love y'all. I'm so happy y'all back. This train is rolling. It ain't going to stop. Hey, y'all want to check out the funny videos, go on to YouTube. We want to check out the spoken word, go on to YouTube. We want to check out the short films, go on to YouTube or the website. You want to get the podcast, you know where to get me. Anywhere you can find podcasts. And I'm on YouTube. You already know what this is. I love y'all. It's your man, Sonny. And remember, you cannot keep it a buck without making sense. You heard?
Look. A creature of habit, I let my thoughts lead me to places that I couldn't imagine. Where from the depths of the jungle would've thought it was magic. Set a goal, mapped it out, and put the plan in action. You know we bout that action. Speaking parables, God talk, you know how guys do. Always more to prove, like a nigga 5'2". Quick to slide through the art of war, masterful like Sun Tzu. You don't find us, nigga, we find you. Imitated, never duplicated, nigga super jaded, too amazing, no he's super patient. Moonwalk through the bullshit for a super gracious. Praises to the greatest, tell me who debating. 99 if we talking ratings. Never not believed in me, that's just how I'm cut. Be a man about your word, always keep that shit a buck. And if a nigga test your bloodline, stand for yours. The only thing that matters in this world, who wanted more luck. Never not believed in me, that's just how I'm cut. Be a man about your word, always keep that shit a buck. And if a nigga test your bloodline, stand for yours. The only thing that matters in this world,